What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV here, back here with another match preview. It is Tottenham against Liverpool on Thursday night at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, which was a top of the table clash a few weeks ago. Now it is a top four clash, fifth against fourth.
Maybe the next time we play, it'll be a mid-table clash, and then next season will be a relegation clash.
It's actually not even fifth against fourth now. It's like sixth.
It's fifth against sixth.
That's fifth against sixth even.
Yeah.
How the mighty are falling with Liverpool.
Yeah, I mean, look, well, we're the ones in sixth, but we are.
Yeah, well, the way Liverpool were the last 2 years, being in fourth or fifth is a major fall for them.
I mean, it's a complicated season for everyone, isn't it?
Yeah.
I didn't expect Liverpool to carry on their form from last 2 years. It was always going to be an uphill task.
But did you expect it to get this bad?
No, I don't think anyone expected it to get this bad. But no wins in 5, which is a awful return for a team like Liverpool. But look, they're always going to be a threat. You can never, ever discount Liverpool. And actually, in their game against United, despite losing 3-2 in the FA Cup, I did see improvements in that performance from what they'd dished out before.
When you're looking at Liverpool coming into this game, they seem to be struggling to score goals. Why are they struggling to score goals? Because the front three are still the front three, the three that have been smashing it out for the past few years, Firmino, Mane and Salah. What do you put it down to?
They pretty much scored all their goals against Palace, didn't they? They haven't been able to hit a barn door since. Pretty much ever since that Palace game, isn't it? They scored 7 goals from 8 shots on target.
Yeah.
You're thinking, oh wow, they're really going to roll the title this season, aren't they? Everyone thought of that Palace game as they anointing Liverpool title champions again.
Yeah.
And I can understand why, but ever since then they really have struggled. I think it's just first of all, they're missing a lot of chances. They're being really wasteful with their chances. It's not like they're not creating proper clear-cut chances, but the chances they are getting, they used to be super clinical with them, and they're not being clinical now.
For me, it looks as though their decision-making in the final third has really gone off the boil, especially with Bobby Firmino. Because Bobby Firmino, he used to be like that glue that glued everything together with their attack, and it seems as though when he's not on form, they don't really click, and he's not on form at the moment.
Yeah, and that's definitely true. They don't seem as sharp as well in the final third, which is where they used to have that edge. Because the team like Liverpool, with the way they press really intensely in the final third, they need to be really, really sharp once they get possession, and especially they need to be really quick in terms of getting the ball forward before the defence settles. Because once the defence settles, they have this low block to contend with. It's a lot harder to break down a team when they're sitting deep. And they used to be really good at in transitions, getting it really forward to the Salah and Mane, exploiting that space. And they just haven't been as sharp as they have been in previous weeks. And once you take your foot off the gas a bit, it becomes a lot harder to score goals. And that's what we're seeing at the moment, I feel. And it's been really, really difficult for them. They really have been struggling to score, especially in the league, the past few games.
When you kind of look at the game at Anfield, we all came out of that game feeling really aggrieved, thinking we should have got something out of the game. Do you feel like this game coming in at White Hart Lane or in Tottenham Stadium, do you think it's going to be kind of similar game plans from both sides?
Yes, I do. I think we're going to know exactly what we're going to be doing in this game. We're going to be doing what we did at Anfield, I think, but we'll hopefully do it better. Because at Anfield, despite the fact we did really well when Liverpool didn't create too many chances, I still feel like apart from a 10-15 minute spell in the second half, at the start of the second half, we really gave up too much control of that game. So I think Mourinho will look at that and think maybe we can play the game like we did in the second half from the start, and we might have more joy. But for sure, we're not going to make it easy at all for Liverpool. We've seen how Liverpool struggled against teams who sit low and don't give them space in behind to run in, and we've seen that time after time in the past few weeks. It's no surprise. It's Burnley, Newcastle, and West Brom they've dropped points to, because those teams all sit so deep and make it very, very difficult for Liverpool to break them down. And Mourinho is going to do exactly the same. And you know what? I wouldn't even be surprised if we do go for a back three. I would not be surprised, because he played Davis in the last game at Anfield, and he's going to want. I think Reguilon's going to want to be there. I think Davis might even retain his place. He's going to want the height of Rodon as well. Dyer is obviously a mainstay, so it might even be a case of we have those wing backs, and then it means Son can stay up the pitch a bit more, and he can exploit the space in behind, because Liverpool have one way of playing, and that's coming forward and attacking and leaving a lot of space. So I wouldn't be surprised if we play that back three, but I think we know the game plan.
Yeah, I think that's for sure. But at the end of the day, you can never kind of put Liverpool out the picture. Never mind for this game, for the title as well. You can never put them out the picture with the quality they have on the pitch. Do you think that going in from now until the end of the season, do you think they will mount a serious title challenge this season?
I've got no doubts they'll turn around their form. I know it's a blip and it's been really bad, but I'm certain Liverpool will start playing again. Every single team this season has gone through a bad spell. We've had a bad spell. Chelsea just sacked their manager. Arsenal were, battling for relegation at one point. Oli was a game away from getting sacked. Pep, everyone ruled them out of the title race at the beginning of the season because of their start to the season. Yeah. So everyone has gone for a tough patch.
But they've won 2 away games all season.
Yeah, away from home they've really struggled. But this is their first real tough patch in terms of how they're playing and their overall game, home and away. They're really struggling to get results. So this is now their tough patch. I'm sure they'll play their way through it. Thiago has got to be acclimatised to the league. Once he does, I'm sure he's going to be a real asset to them because he's such a classy player in that central midfield. Obviously, injuries have completely dogged their season. Van Dijk and Gomez are massive misses. It gives them less control at the back without them there. And also forces Fabinho to play at the back as well, which he is nowhere. He's such a good defensive midfielder, and he's such good at building the play and starting attacks that him being at the back is definitely a big detriment to them. And also people like Jota, who's been injured as well, who started really well this season, and with him being ruled out,
7 goals or something in his first 8 games.
He was on fire. He got a hat-trick at Atalanta as well. So him being ruled out means they got less options off the bench, which they've struggled with. So I'm sure once they get players back and stuff like that, I'm sure they'll get back to winning ways. But at the moment, they are struggling. So there's a feeling like you got to strike while the iron's hot with us, and we do have to take advantage. But they're all. With every game they drop points, there's always a chance they're going to hit back with a big response in the following game. And I think against United, they nearly did that because I thought they were creating a lot more chances than they have done before. But they ended up losing still. It was a weird one because they actually conceded the winner one in their best period probably in the game when they were on top. Yeah. So they'll probably feel hard done by in that game. And they'll probably come into this game thinking, all right, we improved last game, and we can definitely improve even more.
I mean, there's no doubt in my mind that Liverpool are going to come and play really well at the Tottenham Stadium. I have no doubt in my mind, But when you have looked at this kind of out-of-form Liverpool side, which players have impressed you the most?
Well, Salah's still top goal scorer in the league, isn't he? So
yeah, and I was actually really surprised because I was watching some punditry on Sky Sports, I think it was, and they were talking about how off form Salah is in their front three, and I was like, wait a second, Salah's top goal scorer in the league. How off form can he be?
He can't be that off form, can he? Yeah, and he just got a double. They got a brace at Old Trafford, 2 really nice finishes as well. So he's still there. He's still performing really well. Firmino's obviously off the boil. Wijnaldum's also a bit off the boil. Thiago, despite the fact he hasn't won a game, I actually been pretty impressed.
Is that right?
With him.
He hasn't won a game.
He actually hasn't won a game yet. He's still not won a game in a Liverpool shirt.
Dr. Tottenham's here to see you.
Exactly. So perfect time to be facing Spurs. I've been quite impressed with him there. I think he's been pretty good. I think Fabinho has really stepped up at centre back. I think he's been a good asset there. But I actually think their best player at the moment, who's still playing really well, is Alisson. Alisson's still been unbelievable.
Best keeper in the league, in my opinion.
Yeah, he is. And even in their bad run of form, he's still been head and shoulders above the rest of the team, and he's still been on top form. So you can't say a bad word about him. But Trent as well, awful. He's been really bad.
What's going on with him this season? I mean, he just seems to be shot of confidence completely. I mean, his delivery's gone. His defensive play was never that great, but it's really not great at the moment. He just seems to be losing the ball time after time after time as well.
Yeah, that's the thing with Trent. His output was so good that you could forego any defensive liabilities that he had because his output was like some of the best wingers in Europe. That's how good it was. Yeah. So you could kind of overlook his defensive deficiencies, but once his output is declining like it is now, you can't overlook how bad he has been defensively because all of a sudden he's just a liability. He's not doing as well as he was going forward, so it's a really difficult one for him. His confidence has definitely been taking a big hit, but I saw against the United game, he's still getting in those positions. He's still getting forward. He's still providing an outlet for Liverpool. And it only seems a matter of time before he starts getting his delivery spot on again.
And with our kind of frailties from crosses and from headers, we're really going to have to watch Trent and Robertson as well. Because actually Robertson, his output this season has kind of carried on from last couple of seasons.
Yeah, he's still there, isn't he? He's one of the best left-backs in the league. And for sure, that's why I'm feeling a back three. That's why I'm feeling a back three, because I think we want to be solid from set pieces. I think we need someone like Rodon in there. And with Ori and Reguilon at wing backs, we can still have that width that we can provide going forward and still hurt Liverpool on the counter, even with Son and maybe Bergwijn or up front. So that's why I'm feeling a back three. But yeah, set pieces is what cost us last time. It's what's continually costing us this season. So it's something we definitely need to show up in this one. And but all we know is, at least from open play, we're still pretty solid. And Liverpool only scored that lucky deflection last time.
Yeah, and the header, and Firmino's header.
From the set piece,
the set piece, yeah. So if we do keep it tight and don't kind of be clumsy from the headers and what have you, and don't concede any unlucky goals, you saying we got a good chance to win this game?
For sure we have a good chance to win this game, but especially putting a performance like we did against Man City earlier in the season.
That was bloody easy missed chances, like every time against Liverpool.
Yeah.
Every single game. It's
deja vu. But especially at Anfield, it's like Spurs have a good game, and then we miss all the gilt-edged chances.
Even at home.
Yeah.
Look at Giovanni Lo Celso.
We miss these gilt-edged chances, and then Liverpool make us pay with a late goal every single time. It will happen. It's always a 90th minute goal with Liverpool. It's the most frustrating thing in the world. Literally, last 4 games it's happened against them.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can stop that rot, and hopefully we can make our chances pay when we get them in this one. That's going to be crucial for sure. If we have a similar performance like we did against Man City, then you would say we have a good chance of winning. But it's all about keeping it tight, make sure we do the job defensively that we have been doing. And I'm sure with the amount of space Liverpool leave behind, you saw how United exploited them on the wings. We need to do the same, and I'm sure we will have the qualities to create chances. And one player Liverpool have yet to come up against is Ndombele. For some reason or another, Ndombele's always missed out against Liverpool. Again, at Anfield earlier in the season, Lo Celso played, didn't he? And Ndombele
was on the bench.
I don't think he was on the bench. He didn't. I don't know if he was on the bench or not, but he didn't play at all. I don't think he
was
came
on the bench. He was definitely on the bench.
Oh, he didn't even come on. I remember that. So this is going to be a big opportunity for him to really strike his stuff. And with Henderson, I think he's a doubt. He might play, he might not. Whether he plays or not, he's either going to be coming back from
injury. Looks like he is going to play.
Well, Ndombele has to be at his best. Has to be at absolute best, and make sure he gives him a torrid time, because Ndombele at his best is unstoppable. And that's what he needs to show. Again, he's going to be so crucial.
Yeah, and we all know Tanguy, he loves the big games. I don't think he's ever performed poorly in a big game for us. Even when under Pochettino, even last season when he played against the likes of Bayern Munich, I know we lost 7-2 that day, but he was actually unplayable in those first 20 minutes. I remember games against Man City last season as well, where Tanguy Ndombele was just another level. So I
remember even at Anfield, when we lost that game at Anfield, but he came on for a bit. He came on for like 15 minutes, and he was like, that was our best period of the game when he came on. So it's a big opportunity for Tanguy again to continue his good form, and he's going to be a crucial player for us in that midfield battle for sure. The question mark is, do we play Sissoko or not? We'll get into that in the predicted lineup, but it's a big question mark for Mourinho, whether he wants Sissoko in for the energy, or does he want an extra defender in? He's got a big call to make.
If we do play 3 at the back with the flying wing backs, where do you see the kind of key matchups on the pitch?
Yeah, for sure, it's going to be the fullback areas, because Trent and Robbo love to get forward. That's the night and day. That's what they do all the time. And despite the fact they're in poor form, they're still doing that. They're still flying forward all the time. That's where the space is. So if we can, they're going to be flying forward, but if we can somehow negate that with Reguilon and Aurier, push them back a bit, and then get Son and Bergwijn exploiting the space, that's where we can get a lot of joy, I feel, if we can go with a 3-4-3 kind of formation. It's either that, or if we play 3 at the back, we play 2 up front and add a midfielder. That's going to be a difficult call, but I would rather have Bergwijn in there, to be honest, to make sure we're defensively solid and explore that space. So I think obviously Tanguy up against Henderson, Thiago, Wijnaldum, whatever, he's going to be massive. Højbjerg making sure that Thiago cuts off the supply from Thiago into the forward players. and Reguilon, Aurier, and the wide centre backs up against Salah and Mane is going to be a massive battle. We need to make sure we're on top of that, and making sure we exploit the space behind their fullbacks.
And when you look at the game last month against Liverpool at Anfield, Jose was clearly very upset after the game in terms of why we didn't get a result. He went up to Jurgen Klopp and said the best team lost, and a bit of shithousery was going on after the game. And obviously the way we were feeling, the way the whole fan base we're feeling a bit aggrieved, thinking we could have got something out of the game. Are we going to see a full-on Jose Mourinho performance on Thursday night? Because I can tell you, I can't see anything else, to be honest. We're going to go full Jose mode, surely.
Look, we've had a long break since Sheffield United, so Liverpool played two important games. They played Burnley, Man United, two games where they played fairly strong teams in both those games. So, and obviously we rested a lot of players against Wickham.
They have been resting players though. Salah missed a game, Mane missed a game.
Yeah, but they've both had to come on. I guess I know Kane and Son came on against Wickham for 20 minutes, but that should be okay. Mourinho's I'm sure gonna have a lot of emphasis on this game, and he's gonna have planned a lot for this game, and he would have seen the game at Anfield and the relative success we got in stifling Liverpool, and he's going to have seen how Newcastle, how West Brom and Burnley also stifled Liverpool. So he's definitely going to follow that blueprint, I'm sure of it, but the only difference is we're going to have more of a threat going forward than those teams. So I'm certain Jose is going to be up to his old tricks again, and yeah, I'm confident he can have a plan to thwart Liverpool in this one. Absolutely, I'm confident of that.
What score prediction are you going for?
Going to go 2-0 Spurs.
2-0 Spurs.
I'm going to put my neck out on the line and say 2-0 Spurs. Going to say a similar performance to we did against City and Arsenal. We're going to be defensively solid, and we're going to pick our moments to go forward. And with how Liverpool, they're shot of confidence at the moment, so hopefully we can take advantage of that. And we know they only have one way of playing, and if we can exploit that, then we could be onto something. But we just got to make sure that we're screwed on like we have been in most big games this season defensively, and make sure we don't give up any easy chances to Liverpool. And if we don't, we should be okay in this one.
I mean, at the end of the day, in every big game this season, even if we haven't won them, we've been very good, haven't we? Mm-hmm. So that's something that fills me with confidence. What else fills me with confidence is how we're not kind of conceding many chances from open play, and also how threatening we do look on the counter-attack, even though we haven't been as clinical as late as we have been. So I think if we kind of can pick up our finishing in front of goal, Heung-min Son, he's kind of been a bit not as clinical as he has been over the past few games. I think if he gets that back, if Harry Kane carries on the way he's been playing, if Ndombele carries on the way he's been playing along with Højbjerg and the defence, then I do think we can get the 3 points in this game. And I'm also going to go 2-0 Spurs. I think if we can get that early goal, hold off on the Liverpool pressure, and then get a late goal to seal it off, then I think that's the way the game's going to go.
Yeah, that's what I'm...
All right, so there you have it. Let me know your score predictions in the comment section below. Let me know how you think the game is going to go in the comment section below. It is the big one on Thursday night. Tottenham against Liverpool. Thursday night at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, 8 o'clock kickoff. Come and join us for our live watch along on Thursday night. Like, subscribe and comment. And as always, come on you Spurs.